Here is a quick test. How many times did you eat fish last week? Which type? Was it farm-raised or wild-caught? If you do not know the answer, chances are there is a problem. Because after 60, your body no longer operates on the logic that fish is just fish. Some types, the most popular ones in grocery stores, burden your kidneys, clog your arteries, and even accelerate your forgetfulness. On the other hand, the right 5 fish can sharpen your memory, slow muscle loss, and make a heart attack 30% less likely. Today, you will learn to draw the line between good and bad, and fill your plate in a way that makes you feel 10 years younger. Before diving in, think about this. When was the last time your doctor told you exactly which fish to eat? Most advice stops at 2 servings per week, but the type matters far more than the frequency, especially after 60. Your liver now processes toxins 30 to 40% slower than it did in your 40s. Your kidneys struggle to filter heavy metals. Your digestive system produces less stomach acid, making certain proteins harder to break down. This is not about fear. This is about adapting your choices to match what your body truly needs right now. Let us start with what many assume is safe. Picture a typical weeknight dinner. You grill a piece of fish, confident you are doing something good for your heart. But if that fish is imported catfish, you might be introducing antibiotics, banned chemicals, and inflammatory fats into your system. Imported catfish, especially from certain overseas farms, are often raised in crowded, polluted conditions. Disease spreads fast, so farmers dose the fish heavily with antibiotics. Those antibiotics do not disappear. They accumulate in the flesh. For seniors whose immune systems are already vulnerable, this contributes to antibiotic resistance. Independent testing has found residues of carcinogens and heavy metals like mercury and lead. These toxins build quietly over time, and aging kidneys cannot clear them efficiently. There is another hidden issue. Imported catfish are fed unnatural diets rich in corn and soy, creating a dangerously high omega-6 to omega-3 ratio. Too much omega-6, especially without enough omega-3s, fans inflammation. For seniors with arthritis, heart disease, or autoimmune issues, eating this fish is like pouring gasoline on a fire. Nutritionally, imported catfish offers low-quality protein and almost none of the beneficial nutrients expected from seafood. If catfish is on your menu, always choose domestic, strictly regulated sources where available, and be selective about the farm and country of origin. Now consider tuna. For decades, it has been praised as healthy, lean protein. But for seniors over 60, this popular fish hides a silent danger. The problem is mercury. Tuna, especially larger species like albacore and bigeye, are near the top of the food chain. They live long lives and feed on smaller fish, absorbing mercury year after year. When you eat tuna, that mercury builds up in your tissues, particularly your brain and nervous system. For younger people, the body may handle small amounts, but for seniors whose detoxification systems slow with age, mercury is far more dangerous. It can contribute to memory loss, confusion, numbness, tremors, and mood swings, symptoms often mistaken for normal aging. Mercury also stresses the heart and can disrupt electrical signaling, leading to irregular rhythms or higher heart risk. Many seniors do not realize that just a few servings of high-mercury tuna can push exposure beyond conservative safety thresholds. Even canned light tuna needs moderation. The key is awareness. If you love tuna, choose smaller species light options, keep portions modest, and treat it as an occasional food, not a weekly staple. Far safer fish exist that deliver protein and omega-3s without the heavy metal load. Then there is king mackerel. Mackerel comes in 2 broad categories: safer types like Atlantic or Spanish, and dangerous king mackerel. Many shoppers do not realize the difference. King mackerel is a large, long-lived predator. The longer a fish lives, the more toxins accumulate. King mackerel carries some of the highest mercury levels among commonly eaten fish. For people over 60, mercury targets the brain and nerves first. Eating king mackerel even a few times monthly can add up quickly, and the symptoms, tremors, mood swings, foggy thinking, often get blamed on age rather than exposure. Not all mackerel is bad. Atlantic and Spanish mackerel are smaller with lower mercury and can be reasonable choices, but king mackerel? Leave it off your plate. And finally, farm-raised tilapia. Tilapia is popular, cheap, and marketed as healthy lean protein. But typical intensive tilapia farming practices can produce fish that are nutritionally imbalanced and often exposed to chemicals you do not want. Crowding increases disease risk, so antibiotics and other treatments are used more often. Feed formulas built on cheap fillers tilt the fat profile dramatically toward omega-6. The result is a fish that can drive inflammation rather than calm it. For seniors managing arthritis, blood sugar, or heart health, that matters. If tilapia remains on your menu, learn who raised it, how it was fed, and how the farm manages water quality. When in doubt, choose alternatives with naturally better nutrient profiles. Now the good news. The right fish are among the most powerful healing foods after 60. Rich in omega-3s that soothe inflammation, minerals that protect bones, antioxidants that shield the brain, and quality protein that keeps muscles strong. These fish can be clean, safe, and budget-friendly. When chosen wisely, you invest in sharper vision, steadier balance, stronger memory, and a heart that beats strong for years. Start with wild-caught Pacific cod. When most think healthy fish, minds jump to salmon or tuna. But Pacific cod is a quiet powerhouse. This mild white fish delivers high-quality protein with very little fat and relatively few calories. Ideal if you are building or maintaining muscle without overloading your system. Cod is also a selenium standout. Selenium supports thyroid function, immunity, and antioxidant defenses, areas that often need extra help later in life. Cod brings phosphorus for bone strength and vitamin B12, which becomes harder to absorb with age. Many seniors with low B12 feel tired, weak, or foggy. Cod offers a gentle, food-based way to support those levels. Another plus, cod generally grows fast in cold waters, so it tends to accumulate fewer contaminants. Baked or steamed with olive oil and lemon, it is easy to digest and easy to love. Next are sardines. Small, inexpensive, and wildly underrated, sardines are a superfood for seniors. They are packed with omega-3s that help cool the fires of chronic inflammation. They come with natural vitamin D, vital for bones, mood, and immunity, and they offer bioavailable calcium in their edible bones, paired with phosphorus to help that calcium stick. Because sardines sit at the bottom of the food chain and feed on plankton, they carry minimal mercury. They also come shelf-stable in tins, making them a practical way to get brain-protective nutrients even on busy days. Mash with avocado and lemon for a no-cook lunch, or fold into warm vegetables for an easy dinner. Wild-caught Alaskan salmon needs little introduction. For seniors, it is one of the most reliable, return-on-investment foods you can buy. Its omega-3s, EPA and DHA, support brain volume, memory, mood, and cardiovascular resilience. Salmon brings astaxanthin, the red-orange pigment that acts as a potent antioxidant in your cells. It also delivers vitamin D, selenium, and highly digestible protein for muscle maintenance. When sourced from clean, well-managed fisheries, wild salmon is both nutrient-dense and low in contaminants. Prepare it gently, medium heat, not scorching, and pair it with vegetables and olive oil for a meal that supports heart and brain in one plate. Add rainbow trout to your rotation. Trout from well-regulated freshwater systems in the United States and other tightly controlled regions tends to have low contaminants and a favorable fat profile. It is rich in omega-3s, potassium for blood pressure balance, and B vitamins for energy and nerve health. Trout's delicate texture is friendly to sensitive digestion. If you find salmon too rich or oily, trout often lands in the just right zone, satisfying but light, flavorful yet gentle. Round out your list with anchovies and herring. Like sardines, they are small, short-lived fish at the bottom of the food chain, which keeps mercury low while omega-3s stay high. Anchovies disappear into sauces, salads, and marinades, delivering big benefits in tiny amounts. Herring, pickled, smoked, or fresh, can be a brain-friendly staple when sodium is kept in check. If you enjoy bold flavors, these two are budget-smart, nutrient-dense ways to feed your heart and mind. You might be wondering where common white fish like pollock, haddock, or hake fit. These tend to be lean, low-mercury species that provide gentle protein without overwhelming your system. They are perfect for days when you want something light, or you are recovering from illness, dental procedures, or digestive upset. Their mild flavor also makes them ideal for seniors who find strong, fishy tastes off-putting. So how do you make all this practical? Start by buying smart. When you pick up a package, look for the species name, not just a vague label. Mackerel is not the same as king mackerel. Tuna can mean skipjack, albacore, big eye, or yellowfin, species with very different mercury profiles. Seek out the smallest species you enjoy and rotate through a variety of low-mercury choices. When possible, check the country of origin and the method of harvest or farming. Wild-caught from cold, well-managed waters is a reliable starting point. If you buy farmed fish, prefer producers that disclose feed quality, stocking density, and antibiotic policies. Transparency is a green flag. Look closely at how fish is processed. Previously frozen is not a bad sign. It can actually be safer because rapid freezing kills parasites. What matters is that the cold chain was respected from ocean to store. The fish should smell like the sea, not ammonia. Flesh should spring back when pressed, and the surface should be moist but not slimy. If you're buying fillets with skin on, the skin should be shiny and tight, not dull or curling. For canned fish, prefer options packed in water or high-quality olive oil, and look for BPA-free linings where possible. Drain excess oil if you are watching calories, but do not fear the natural fats that carry omega-3 benefits. Cooking technique matters more than most people realize. High heat for long periods can damage delicate omega-3s and create compounds you would rather avoid. Gentle baking, steaming, poaching, and medium heat pan searing preserve nutrients. If you grill, keep the flame moderate and avoid charring. Marinating fish in lemon juice, garlic, herbs, or yogurt adds flavor while protecting fats from oxidation. If you are sensitive to strong aromas, cook fish en papillote, wrapped in parchment with herbs and vegetables. So moisture and scent stay contained and the texture stays tender. Portion size is another lever you control. For many seniors, 4 to 6 ounces per serving is the sweet spot. Enough protein to support muscle and mobility. Not so much that digestion feels heavy. If you are smaller or have a reduced appetite, 3 to 4 ounces is fine. Just be consistent. Consistency beats occasional overdoing. Aim for 2 to 3 servings weekly of low-mercury, high omega-3 fish. If you eat canned fish, count it. 2 hearty forkfuls of sardines on toast absolutely counts toward brain and heart support. What about smoked or salted fish? These can be enjoyable, but watch the sodium. High sodium strains blood pressure and can draw fluid into tissues, which is rough on aging hearts and kidneys. If you love smoked salmon or herring, treat them as a condiment. A few thin slices on whole grain bread with cucumber and lemon gives the flavor without the salt load of a full portion. Rinse lightly under cool water and pat dry if the product is very salty. It will not remove everything, but it helps. Food safety deserves a careful word. After 60, your immune system is less forgiving. Raw or undercooked fish can carry bacteria and parasites you may have shrugged off decades ago. Choose sushi and raw preparations with caution, from trusted sources that freeze fish to safe temperatures. If your digestion is fragile, keep things simple. Thoroughly cooked fillets, gentle seasonings, fresh sides. Leftovers should be cooled quickly, stored in the coldest part of your fridge, and used within a day or two. When reheating, warm gently, just until hot, so the fish stays moist and digestible. What about supplements? Fish oil capsules instead of fish. Supplements can help when appetite, access, budget, or taste make seafood hard to manage, but food is more than a pill. Fish brings a matrix of nutrients, protein, minerals, antioxidants that work together. If you do take a supplement, choose a reputable brand that tests for purity and share your plan with your clinician, especially if you take blood-thinning medications or are preparing for a procedure. This is general education, not medical advice. Your situation may call for a different approach. Let us turn guidance into an easy-to-follow week. Imagine this pattern. One night you bake wild salmon with lemon, dill, and olive oil, serving it with roasted carrots and a side of lentils. Another night, you pan-sear rainbow trout. Just a few minutes skin side down until crisp, then flip, finish, and splash with capers and parsley. A lunch features sardines mashed with avocado and mustard on whole-grain toast with tomato. Later in the week, you simmer Pacific cod gently in tomato, garlic, olives, and a pinch of chili, spooned over sautéed spinach. On the weekend, you toss warm pasta with anchovies, garlic, lemon zest, and a handful of steamed broccoli. Not a single meal is complicated, yet everyone deposits omega-3s, minerals, and clean protein into your body's bank account. Budget is real, so let us talk affordability. Canned sardines, anchovies, and mackerel are inexpensive and keep for months. Frozen wild salmon portions often cost less than fresh and cook up beautifully if you thaw them slowly in the fridge. White fish like pollock and hake can be very affordable in bulk frozen bags and turn into hearty soups and stews that stretch across several meals. When you see a sale on a trustworthy brand, buy an extra tin or two. Keep a seafood shelf at eye level so you remember to use what you have. If you dine out, you still have control. Scan the menu for species names and ask a friendly question or two. Is that Atlantic mackerel or king mackerel? Is the salmon wild or farmed? Do you grill at high heat or bake? Choose dishes that avoid heavy breading and deep frying. A lightly seared or baked fillet with vegetables is a safer bet than fish buried in a salty sauce. If the server is unsure about species or source, pick a simpler option you can identify. For those with kidney considerations, extra care pays off. Choose lower sodium preparations, limit smoked and heavily salted fish, and lean on species known to be lower in contaminants. Hydrate appropriately and pair fish with potassium-rich vegetables unless your clinician has advised otherwise. If you are managing gout, note that some fish have moderate purines. Balance portions, stay hydrated, and monitor how you feel. Again, this is education. Tailor with your healthcare provider if you have a specific condition. You may still have a nagging question. Are all farmed fish bad? Not necessarily. Aquaculture has a wide spectrum, from poor practices to excellent, transparent operations that use clean water, quality feed, and minimal antibiotics. If you choose farmed fish, look for information that reads like a grown-up ingredient label. Species, farm location, feed details, harvest method, and third-party audits. Vague promises and glossy photos are not enough. Real quality loves to be measured and shown. Another myth: I am too old to benefit. Not true. Your body adapts at every age. Muscles respond to protein, brains respond to omega-3s, arteries respond to lower inflammation and better fats. If you have gone years without thinking about fish beyond "is it on sale?", you can still change your trajectory. Start with one change you know you will do this week, not 10 you will forget by Friday. Here is a simple decision path you can keep in your head. If the fish is small, short-lived, and low on the food chain, like sardines, anchovies, or herring, it is likely a safer, smarter, frequent choice. If it is large and long-lived, like big tuna or king mackerel, it is a sometimes or no food. If it is a white, lean fish from cold waters, like cod, pollock, or haddock, it is usually a gentle, good anytime protein. If the label is vague or the answers are fuzzy, choose a different option. Clarity is a nutrient too. Flavor is the final key. If you do not love what you eat, you will not keep eating it. Build a small set of go-to flavors that make fish enjoyable. Lemon and herbs for brightness, garlic and olive oil for warmth, mustard and yogurt for tang, ginger and scallions for a clean lift, tomatoes and olives for depth. Keep a few of these tools in your kitchen, and you will never be stuck with a bland fillet again. The better your food tastes, the easier it is to be consistent. Now let us zoom out. Why does any of this matter? Because small, repeated choices are what shape your next decade. The fish you pick for dinner is not only about tonight's meal. It is about whether your hands shake when you button a shirt, whether your knees carry you up the stairs, whether your mind finds the right word when your grandchild asks a question. Good choices compound like interest. Bad choices compound too. You do not need perfection to change your future, just a slightly better default repeated over time. So there you have it. The full truth about fish after 60. Some silently damage heart, brain, and joints, filling your body with toxins and inflammation. Others nourish every cell, protect memory, and restore energy and strength. The choice is simple but powerful. Keep eating the wrong fish and risks pile up: stroke, memory loss, joint pain, accelerated aging. Choose the right ones like wild salmon, sardines, cod, anchovies, herring, or rainbow trout, and you feed your body medicine every week. What you put on your plate today becomes your life quality tomorrow. It determines whether you will be strong enough to carry groceries, sharp enough to enjoy conversations, and confident enough to live independently into your 70s, 80s, and beyond. You do not have to change everything overnight. Start small. Swap one dangerous fish for one healing fish. Add 1 or 2 servings of the right seafood weekly. Keep a couple of tins in the pantry for fast, healthy meals. Learn the species names you trust and stick with them. Over time, small steps build into a future where you feel stronger, clearer, and more alive. Aging should never mean decline. With the right choices, your best years can still be ahead. One last reminder for your safety. This is educational guidance, not a diagnosis or prescription. If you have kidney disease, heart conditions, allergies, or take medications that affect clotting or blood pressure, share your plan with your clinician so your choices fit your needs. With that partnership in place, you can enjoy fish confidently and reap the benefits. Drop a comment below. What fish do you eat most often, and will you change dinner plans after today? Your answer could help another senior transform their health. Share this with a friend or loved one over 60 who deserves to know the truth. Your health is in your hands. Choose the right fish, and you will add years to your life, and life to your years.